You know, when we do detoxes, right? I take women on these detox journeys for 14 days, and I give them a regimen for what to eat, what to drink, what not to eat, what not to drink, and then I give them like a regimen for thoughts, what to think, what not to think, where to go, where not to go, where to allow your mind to go, where to allow your mind not to go, and to pick your thoughts very, very, very carefully. And because whatever thoughts you put into motion, all of a sudden create a momentum, just like a snowball effect. Right? You have the snowball, you start it off, it's on the top of the mountain, and it starts rolling and starts rolling and starts rolling, it starts getting bigger and bigger, 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 bigger. You want to stop it. When it gets to the bottom of the mountain, it's impossible to stop it because it's the momentum that it's already created it's already a snowball effect. That's it. It's going to go, and it's going to go fast. Why? Because when you start something off, it starts slow and then gathers momentum and then it goes and then moves fast. Right? It's the same thing with thoughts. When I think thoughts over and over and over again that are self-defeating thoughts, what happens to me is that there's a momentum and energy that's created, and all of a sudden where it was a thought, now it's a belief. Before it was a thought, maybe I don't know how to have friends. Maybe I should, I don't know, maybe I need to drink more water. Okay, before it was a thought. And when you think a thought enough times, it turns into a belief. When a belief is much harder to change in a person. A person believes about themselves that they are quiet. Zell, I am quiet. That's it. And it's almost like etched in stone. So that's it for the rest of their life. They're bowing down to this belief that they have. I am quiet. Therefore, and fill in the blanks. All the things that they will or will not do in their life because they are quiet. That's their belief. So the thing is like this. When we do these detoxes, what happens is that they get the combination of thoughts to think and food to eat, and they do this detox for 2 weeks in a row, 14 days. And what happens in the first week, the first 3 days, is the best. Why? Because I start getting phone calls. This is not working. This is bad. This is not good. I feel headaches. I feel weak. I feel tired. What happens to the body, to the system? Do you know that there's a rule of thumb in the world that when a person detoxifies their system, whether it's spiritual or physical, detoxification means that I am pulling all the toxicity out of my cells. All the garbage that I've eaten with tons of chemicals and all the E and all the stuff that they put inside and the shots and the antibiotics and all the garbage that's in the food that I've put it into my system, into my cells, detoxing, what the body does naturally, the body naturally heals itself. All the time it naturally heals itself. If you stand out of the way of the body's way to heal itself, it will naturally heal itself. It doesn't need your help to heal. What happens is when the body gets trashed, overly trashed, and there's already disease and illness, the body needs a lot of help to heal itself, and help and medications and healings and all these different things in order to come back to homeostasis. But till that point, when a person is a healthy child that's born, the body's natural system is to heal itself. Just stop putting in the heroin, okay? Let's just take heroin for a second. Okay, the guy is a heroin addict. His body looks awful. He's weak. He has sores. He has things. What happens? How does he start healing? By stopping to ingest the heroin. Remove the toxicity. Just remove the don't do anything. Don't do anything else. Just stop putting in the toxicity. And what happens? He will start to heal. Naturally, his system will start to heal because our system, our bodies, life is always a matter of movement. It's always moving. The seasons are changing. Things are moving. That's the way the world works. There's inertia. There's an energy of movement and constant. So when you stop in your life and you say, I'm not growing, I'm not evolving, I'm not moving, I'm stuck. When a person feels stuck in their life because of what's going on in their head, because of the thoughts that they have about themselves, of what they can and cannot do, because of the evidence that they have in their life that proves to them that they can't move past the life that they have. This is their life, and they feel like a prisoner inside of their life. I'm stuck. This is what I am. I have no room to change my life. This is what it is. I can't leave this job because I need the money. I can't leave the money because I need to pay the bills. I can't not pay the bills because I need to have a place to live. I cannot have a place to live because I have children. I need to feed them. So I stay stuck in this loop in my life because of all these explanations and reasons as to why I'm stuck in this loop in my life, right? And a person limits themselves and they put themselves in a sort of prison for their whole life. And what happens to the person? They're not moving. They're not evolving. They're not growing, which is the natural cycle of life. what happens then? They start to break apart. They start to break down. The system starts to break down. The person starts to break down emotionally and mentally and physically when they are not in line with themselves, with their own calling, with how they feel. When they're not in line with themselves, when what they're in line with is what? With what needs to get done, and they align themselves with what needs to get done without taking into consideration at all how they feel and what they want. And that's when a person starts feeling stuck and like they can't move, because the nature of the world is for things to evolve and to change and to grow and to die and to disintegrate and to come back to life. That's the nature, that's the cycle of the world, and it never stops 24/7, and it's constantly doing that. You get a scratch, tomorrow morning it's going to be gone, because no one waits for anyone. Nothing's waiting for anyone. God is not waiting for anything. It's constantly changing and moving. And if I am stopping myself in life, stopping myself because of my fears or because of whatever it is, and I'm stopping myself, the train keeps going. And that's stopping myself because I can't, because who says I could, because I don't have the money, because I don't have the friends, I don't have the connections. I stop myself from experiencing the life that I want to experience, the things that I need in order to shine, the things that I need in order to be creative, the things that I need to be my best self, my highest self. I stop myself because of XYZ, because of the fears, because of the whatever it may be. I end up feeling like I have no life. I end up feeling like I can't breathe. I end up feeling depressed. What's depression? Depression is a ta'am of death. Person can't move. They have no energy. Life means energy. Life means movement. Life means a constant shifting. A constant. It's consistent. That's life. Once the person get down and not feel good and get depressed and all that happens when they don't taste life anymore. When they put so many stuff on themselves, so many reasons why not, so many reasons why they can't, so many reasons why they're a prisoner, so many reasons why it's everyone else's fault that they feel the way they do, so many reasons why the traumas that they went through now made them the person that they are, and there's no choice, this is what it is. So many reasons for the reality that I'm in, so I'm like the elephant that's stuck with the string around my foot and things that I can't move. There's no way out. It doesn't realize its own force, it doesn't realize its own power. So a person starts to feel dead inside when they stop associating themselves with life. And life is shifting, it's movement, it's consistency, it's moving. Rabbi Nachman says, you screwed up 1,000 times today, 1,000 times you screwed up. You woke up, you got angry. You spoke Lashon Hara, you yelled at someone. Some kid asked you if you can cross the street and you cursed them instead. Go find your mom. Okay? You did all these bad things all day. Okay? Rabbi Nachman says, it doesn't matter right now. What matters is that you keep going. You start over. You want to start over 100 times a day? Start over 100 times a day. It's not like, oh my God, I missed Shachris today, and I missed class this morning, and I feel like such a loser. Forget it. My day's over. Let me just stay in bed and like watch the rest of the day and just like whatever. I feel like a loser anyway. No, because the energy of the entire world, the whole energy that we're in 24/7 is an energy that keeps going. You just keep going. You don't look at the fact that you fell. You'll get to it later, okay? You'll get to it later. But right now, keep going. Why? Because if I let it suck me in, if I let the proof in the pudding suck me in, look, I suck. I don't get up on time. I'm not responsible. I didn't do the work. I didn't read the thing. I didn't. If you get sucked into those thoughts, sucked into those feelings, what happens is a snowball effect. Eventually, it's just a matter of time before you will start feeling not good about yourself, before you will start self-sabotaging your life. And that's why Rabbi Nachman says, don't give it too much like, oh my God, I can't believe I did that, because you're creating this inertia, this momentum of energy about you. Don't make believe, okay, yeah, I finished, it's happened. At night before you go to sleep, talk to God about it. Tell him how you feel about it. Tell him that you feel bad about it. Tell him that you want to change. Tell him that you want it to be easier for you to get out of bed in the morning. Tell him what you want. Tell him what you want the next second, the next hour, later in the day. But don't let the momentum of the energy that you are sucked into right now take over, because it creates an inertia and people get stuck in that energy for years. That's why it's always important to have the right friends and the right people around you. Because you don't realize, it's like, what's the big deal? It's just, it's them, it's not me, it's them, it's not me. But at a certain point, you get used to, a person is a creature of habit. A human being is a creature of habit. A person gets used to a certain way, and then they become that way. That's why it says, be around people that are functioning, that are high functioning, that are alive, that they have their heads screwed up straight, that they know how to respond to life's challenges. You're not next to someone that, someone yells at them or puts them down and their initial reaction is, yeah, your mom, yeah. That's a no-brainer to react like a human being. Someone steps on my toe, I step back on theirs. That's human. Be around people that are living from a place of productivity and proactiveness as opposed to reactivity to life. Reactive. Now they missed the bus, now they're bummed, now they're angry, now they're cursing everyone, now they're running away from you, now they're being all attitudey. Now you wanna have compassion for people, but you want to surround yourself with the people that are going to lift you momentumly in terms of energy. Remember, day in, day out, to be around people and to be around yourself. A person that knows how to take life's challenges, a person that knows how to take life's punches and blows, knows how to take missing the bus, knows how to take someone taking something from them without permission, knows how to take, getting a bad grade, knows how to take getting some bad news, knows how to take, I'm not going home for Pesach, knows how to take it, can have emotions around it, can process their emotions, but knows how to go at life, knows how to go through life, and with skill. Those are the kind of people we want to become and we want to be around. And that's what Tomer Devorah gives us. It gives us skills. It's like moving a person from a certain way of just autopilot. It's moving an autopilot type of thing into a whole different level of responsiveness towards life. And if you know how to respond to life, if you can get yourself in this position where you can already from the get-go understand there are going to be problems in life, there are going to be tragedies in life, I'm going to lose people along the way, there are going to be friends that I'm going to be very, very close to that I'm one day never going to talk to again. There are going to be things, God forbid, but these things are part of life and they can happen. Every person has their own, equation that Hashem puts together for them. But if I'm already in the not knowing that life is not going to go according to script, and all that really the focus needs to be not on the script but on myself, because all the times that life doesn't go according to script, like this morning when I was supposed to go to Kever Shmuel Navi for Shacharis, and I left my house at 8:15, and to get here at 10:15, so it would take me a half hour to get here, and then I would have time, right, to go to Davin. And I'm sitting in traffic for hours, not knowing there was a terrorist attack, not knowing what was going on, right? So I could have the option of saying, this was my plan, I wait for this all week. Now that I live in Beit Shemesh, I don't get to ever go there. Okay, and I used to go there every day because it was my backyard. Okay, and I really, really want to go, and I really have finally the time, and then now I get stuck in this amazing traffic jam, not knowing why the whole thing is closed and the whole highway is closed, right? And then sitting in traffic for 2 hours only to get here, and not have done any of that, not have davened, not have done all the things I've done, brachos, but that's basically it. All the things that I want to do. All that matters in this specific scenario is my being able to catch that ball, even though it hits me in the gut, which is, I don't like the way it feels. My reaction is how I catch that ball. How I catch that ball is going to determine everything in my life. The kind of people I'm going to attract, the kind of life I'm going to attract, the kind of happiness I'm going to experience, all of it. Because I evolve into the person that knows how to react to life, that knows how to respond to life. And I pick, like I would pick from a tree, fruit. I choose the reactions because the reactions are going to determine who I become. I'm always becoming something. You know that a person could have been amazing in, let's say, based on their actions and based on what they do and based on how they think in their 20s. That's why you'll always hear this at the end of seminary, whatever, that when you go home, keep connected to learning because it slips through your fingers like that, and then you forget, and then you forget about this whole thing. And what's so good about this whole thing? And it keeps you in check. What does it keep you in check about? It keeps you on top of yourself. Because if you're on top of yourself, you're a person that knows that life will always, most of the time, not go according to plan. Life will not go according to plan. Sometimes it does. Sometimes you're like, I want to go to Katzefet. And then you end up in Katzefet. You're like, cool. It worked. But most times, a lot of times, oftentimes, many times, I'm not going to say oftentimes, many times, it doesn't. There are other plans in effect. and the quality of my life and the well-being of my life and the level of relationships that I have, the quality of the relationships that I have in my life is going to be determined and based on the kind of work that I do on this person and how this person now reacts to a different script that's been handed to me without being asked. No one asked me. If I want to sit in traffic, I don't want to sit in traffic. If I want to get divorced, if I don't want to get divorced, nobody asked me. It was handed to me. Now you're handed it. It doesn't matter what you're handed. It doesn't really matter what you're handed. What matters the most is what you become because of the thing that you were handed. What you become because of the thing that you were handed. And really, 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 really amazing is to be able to learn the Sefer and to learn to align myself with Hashem's reactions. Oh my gosh, Hashem's reactions, His reactions. His reactions. The first chapter is telling us, Mikal Kamocha is telling us, God, what does He do? He takes pain from people and He keeps giving them life. He keeps giving them life. So what's the message for us? The message for us, V'alachta b'derchav, be like God. Normal human reaction is a person hurts me. I'm going to give him. I'm going to care about him now. I'm going to be nice to him now. I'll leave a Hershey kiss on his bed now. No. 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 And then I have all these YouTube videos to support me as to why I shouldn't do that. Because they're toxic, because they're narcissistic, because they're bipolar, because they're this, because they're that, because of all of these things. And now I have enough labels to show me that I'm right about my reaction. Just stay away from toxic people. You know what? Before all this toxic people thing came to light, there were people with bad midos. People with bad midos, people that don't work on themselves, and they end up wanting to just take from the world in a babyish way, and they want everything to go according to their thing. And when they don't have everyone acquiesce to them, and they don't have everyone say yes to what they want in life, and they act like children, act like babies. They kick and scream until they get what they want. And that's a person that is not working on themselves, because to work on yourself is a choice. It's a very big choice. It's a very huge choice to work on yourself. Working on yourself takes a lot of effort. And just walking through the world and saying, you're an idiot, you're wrong, you hurt me, you owe me, I deserve it, it's your fault, that's easy. This work is not easy, but what we get from it is we get refined from it. Refine. You take gold and you refine it, and then it's worth something. Then it's not just a chunk of gold, but it's something that you can use. It's something that you use, something that has value. It had value before, but now it has a different kind of value. And that's the same idea. The idea is in life is that we can't control other people's actions. We can only control how we react to them. Where are you going?
My sister's picking me up.
Oh, fine. Okay? And the whole book is on this premise of people. The whole book is people. The whole book is people. He's telling you, chapter number 1, the person that you gave to, the person that you love, the person that you did favors for, they stuck a knife in your back. What would God do? What would God do? What would God do? God would continue being nice. Continue being nice means they did the wrong thing, or their bad midos led them to do certain things that were bad. I am now going to have a mature reaction to this, not a knee-jerk reaction to this, not a human reaction to this, not a revengeful reaction to this, but a mature reaction to this, and say, that person screwed up just like every person in the world screws up, just like I screw up. That person screwed up just like every person in the world screws up, just like every person in the world has bad midos, just like everyone in the world makes mistakes, just like everyone in the world does the wrong thing. That person did the wrong thing. Okay? Now, for my end, they hurt me. Okay, they did something about me, so Mikal Kamocha would say, okay, now, that's you, and that's me. And just because you hurt me, doesn't mean nothing about me. It doesn't mean about me anything. It means about you. It doesn't mean about me. I walked down the street and I tripped over something and I fell. Does that mean something about me now, that I fell? I got hurt. But does that mean something about me because I fell on the thing? Does it? No. Doesn't mean something about me because I got hurt. This is not a personal thing against me. So Hashem is saying, remove yourself as much as you can, your ego, your excuse me, she said that to me? Me? That's what she talked to me? Me? That's what she said about me? Right? To remove our egos as much as we can from the picture in order to be able to just say, that's their decision, that was their action, that was their choice, and I'm going to continue to still be the person that I am. My choices of how to act are not going to be dependent on another person's bad set of midos. And that's quality number one. That's midah number one, which is not easy. Which is telling us to take that anger that we were now injured. Our ego has been injured by this person, by this action, and to say that means nothing about me. And says that it means about them, their internal stuff. Their need to hit, scream, attack, speak badly, take revenge, their need to do that. It doesn't mean anything about me. Separate myself. Because oftentimes people hurt us, and then we react from a place of pain, and we try to prove to them how we're not that person, and how we don't deserve that kind of response, and how we don't deserve that kind of pain, and we don't deserve that kind of hurt. And the more we try to do that, the more we hurt ourselves in the process. We hurt ourselves in the process. So that's midah number one. Midah number two, he goes into the midah of Noseh Avon. Noseh Avon is a very heavy topic. We're going to discuss it next time. It's talking all about souls, all about energies, but the point is of Noseh Avon is the bottom line of Noseh Avon is that God bears the sin of the person, which means that anytime a person does something bad, there's an energy that's born. Anytime a person does something good, there's an energy that's born. There's energies that are born that we don't see, that we can't touch, that we don't feel, but they're there. There are energies. When a person walks into the room, you can feel their energy. When a person, there's energies that a person can tap into. When a person speaks badly about themselves, to themselves in their brain all day, when you're around them, you can literally feel it. You can feel it. Okay, the lack of self-esteem and the lack of self-worth and what's going on in there. When a person speaks positively to themselves, when a person picks themselves up, you can feel when their energy around them. When they walk into a room, when they speak to you, you can feel them lifting you. Because there's an energy to a person's thoughts and actions and feelings. And we're just one big electric circuit. That's what we are. And the more I understand that the thoughts that I have and the words that I choose and the actions that I take create me. They create me. They create my vibe. They create my energy. That's why when you're in a good space in life, like you're in Israel and you're learning and you're davening and you're I don't know, you're doing your thing, when you're going to remember this time in your life, God willing, it will only get better and better and better. But if you're in a space where you're going to kind of like start making shortcuts, cutting corners, not being on top of your game, not davening, not really learning, not really growing, not really just like kind of like, living the regular life, right? You're going to look back at this time and you're going to say, oh my gosh, I was so alive. I was so like me. It was so like good. I felt so good. And the reason that you felt so good is because you were more and more and more, the more you were working on yourself, the more connected you are to yourself, the more connected you are to your life force, the more alive you feel. That's what you're meant to be in this world. And you feel good when you're doing what you're meant to do in this world. The more you align yourself with that. So second midah says, every energy that a person gives birth to in their life, with their thoughts, with their actions, has a weight. It has a weight. It's something that's born. It's something that's real in this world. There are malachim walking around. There are souls walking around. There's different things happening on an energetic level that we don't see. There's Wi-Fi in the room right now. We don't see it. I'm videoing this class. It's not connected. There's no wires anywhere. It's not being connected to anything right now. But what? But I know that there's electric waves in the air. I know that there are radio waves in the air. I know that there's things. Why? Because there's beyond what the mind sees and the eye is able to snap. And we know this. We're Jews that are involved in and always constantly working in the world of the mystical, in the world of the beyond the physical, in the world of the beyond the what you see and the what you get. And there's the here and the now. We understand that first you have to get beyond the thing itself. For example, you want to be happy, so start being happy right now. Fake it till you make it. Fake it till you make it. Fake it till you make it. If you're able to get out in front of the energy itself, you're able to get out in front of the energy, which means you create the energy by being that thing that you want already. You want to have good friends. You want to have like a good friend. Put out that energy, and you will attract that energy. As opposed to sitting and saying, I'm looking at my life, and I don't really like what I'm looking at, and I don't really like the results, and I don't really like the people, and I don't really like the circumstances, and I don't really like the class, and I don't really like the dorm room, and I don't really like this, and I don't really like that. Instead of being in that space and just sitting and taking notes on what's going on in life, create life. Make it happen. And this is what we've been learning so many times this year. Make it happen. Get out in front of it. Get out in front of it. Don't wait here. Don't sit in the restaurant waiting for the food to come. Go to the kitchen and make the food. And how does that mean? What does that mean? Go to the kitchen and make the food. Don't really go to the kitchen and make the food, obviously, right? But what that means is that don't wait for the energy to come into your life, that exciting energy, the love energy, you acted as if you already have it. Act as if you already have it. Act as if you're already eating it. Act as if you're already tasting it. Act as if it's already happening. Be in the vibration of enjoying the life that you already have, as if you have the thing that you're sitting there and waiting for, because unless this thing happens, I'm not happy. Unless I'm married, I'm not happy. Unless I have a great job, I'm not happy. Unless I have great friends, I'm not happy. Unless I'm in that room and not that room, then I'm not happy. Unless I'm this, I'm not happy. No, be happy without it, and you will see how you will get it. Go get ahead of the energy. You get ahead of the energy, and then the energy will come to you. We can't sit and wait for things to happen in our life, for them to happen to us. In order for us to feel love, we need to give love, see the love in our life. Notice where I do see love. Where do I see love? Where do I see love? I see my two children loving each other. I see my children loving me. I come to school and I see someone, showing me a gesture of love. That's love. It doesn't have to come like Romeo and Juliet, Titanic. You'll get that. If you focus on the areas of your life that you already see love now, that you're already feeling love in your heart now. When you help that kid cross the street and you feel that feeling in your heart, that's so nice that you helped her. You feel the love already, and then you become a magnet for more of that love. The second chapter is telling us like this. Hashem says, I carry the weight of the energy that you create by your averos. I carry that energy. I carry that malach. Every action has a malach attached to it, has a body of energy attached to it. I carry that malach. I sustain it, which means, what does that mean? That there's nothing in this world that can live without something giving it life. There's nothing in this world that can live without something giving it life. There's nothing in this world that can live without its life source, its life force, where it gets its energy from. You can't live without food. You need food. One day you're fasting, you're already weak, you can barely talk, you can barely move. You need your life source to give you your life force. You need it. Everything that's alive, a plant, everything that's alive needs this life source to give it life force in order to exist. Where do the dark malachim end up getting their life force from? Hashem. Hashem gives them their life force. And really, the way it's supposed to work, according to all the sources, the way it's supposed to work is that you created it, you feed it. You said the Lashon Hara, you went out and you did something bad, you feed it. Now you take it, you clean up your own mess. Which means that if the body of energy that I gave birth to wouldn't have Hashem intercede and say, I will maintain you, I will sustain you, until this person either does tshuva or gets din to remove you, I'll hold the darkness. I'll sustain you in this world. Because it needs to nurse from someplace. This is Kabbalah. It needs to nurse from someplace. Every energy in this world needs to get its nourishment from someplace. And it's called Yunika in Kabbalah. That they literally nurse from Hashem. They nurse from Him and they get their energy from there. The dark forces, they come from... That's why Tumah works. How does Tumah work? You can go to a psychic and she can tell you exactly what's going to happen. And she's right. Where is she getting her information from? The dark. There's dark energies in the world. Why are you not allowed to do a seance? Why are you not allowed to bring down angels, souls? Why are you not allowed to do that? People have done it. My sister's ex-boyfriend did it in the army. They do it all the time. They bring down neshamos and they talk to them. Where are you from? My name is Moshe. I used to live in Chulon. I passed away in this and this and this. My wife is this and this and this. It happens all over the world all the time. It says it clearly in Kabbalah exactly what a seance is and exactly why you're not allowed to do it. To talk to souls and to bring them down and to do all these things. You're not allowed to. Why? Because we're not allowed to mess with dark energies. There's evil in this world. And there's what sustains the evil in the world. And what gives it life. What gives evil life and sustenance in this world is more evil. Just like we're saying on the positive side, what gives love more sustenance and makes it more present in your life is giving love, because like attracts like. What gives evil its sustenance? What allows two evil people to put bombs in different places and here, 5 minutes away from us and kill people and blow them up? What gives them that permission? What allows them to do that in the world of energies? The evil energies. They nurse from the evil in the world and they go do evil things in the world. Where do they get their, and what is the evil that they nurse from? Where does it get its energy from? It gets its energy from our averos. Our averos are sustained by God. He gives them life, meaning space in the world, space to act, space to be. Evil is only evil. It only bees evil. It only acts evil. It only treats evilly. It doesn't do anything but evil. And he sustains them, which means it's almost like sustaining someone that's bad. Sustaining an evildoer. Just because they're in the realm of spirit doesn't mean that they're not effective in this world, that they're not doing bad things in this world. So when a person now does something bad, they spent 5 minutes totally talking Lashon Hara about someone. The amount of averos that came out of this person for those 5 minutes of Lashon Hara, of gossip, is a lot. Chafetz Chaim says up to 10 averos a word. It's really up to 33, minimum of 10 averos per word. You know how much energy that is? You know how much giving birth to something that is just not good? And the next thing that he discusses in this chapter is that the averos that we give birth to, they come to us and they want from us energetically life. They want us to give them life. They want to nurse from us. The dark energies want to nurse from us. And we don't know why we're stuck in a rut, can't smile, can barely talk, want to stay in bed, low energy. We don't really know why. And what happens, what helps? When we create the opposite kind of energy. What's the opposite kind of energy? When we get up and we do the opposite of what I feel like doing. The opposite is that I want to get internal. I want to close myself off. I don't want anyone to talk to me. I don't want anyone to know what I feel. I feel so much shame. I don't want anyone to see me. Do the opposite. Go out and ask for help. Go out and say, I want to talk. I want to stay in bed. I don't want to go anywhere. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to be productive in any way, shape, or form. Because it's coming from a dark place, not coming from a healthy place. Not coming from a place of like, I'm taking the day off. I'm relaxing, I'm treating myself, I'm taking a shower, a bath, I'm watching a movie, I'm treating myself. No, it comes from a place of I'm retreating, not treating, I'm retreating. I'm cutting myself off, I feel like dirt, I feel like scum, I don't want to talk to anyone, I don't see anyone, I want to just be internal, I want to be sad, I want to cry, if I'm that space, do the opposite of that energy, because right now what's holding on to you is dark energy. Hashem Yerachem, do the opposite. Go for a run, go for a swim, go talk to someone. Pull yourself off, get dressed, and go out. Do the active of closing yourself off and shutting yourself down. The opposite. And so the end here of this chapter is talking to us about this. How do I become more of Hashem? How do I become more like Hashem in this midah? Of that He sustains the dark energies of the people that make them. He gives them life to these dark energies, as opposed to the dark energies not coming and saying, you give me life. You created me, now you sustain me like a child. You created me, you gave birth to me, now raise me. Now feed me, now take care of me, now buy me stuff. You created me, you own me. Same thing happens with Malachim. They say, you created me with how you were, now you sustain me, you give me life. And if we would have to constantly give these bad Malachim life, we would look like a bad Malach. Because they just all they want to do is nurse and make us feel not good. That's what they want to do. So Hashem gets in the way of that. He intercedes and He says, I'll give you life. I'll sustain you until one of two things happen. Either the person does tshuva for what they did bad, and once they do tshuva, that thing dies. That thing no longer exists. And that's why it says, what's a tshuva? Tshuva is regretting that I did the action. The act of regretting melts. It melts bad angels. Melts them. They burn. like in the, what's it called? Kansas. We're not in Kansas anymore. The Wicked Witch, that she melted and died. That's what the energy of charata, of regret, does to them. When you regret acting that way, responding that way, regret being around those people, just regret, I regret it, you kill the energy that was born from doing it. You kill it, you suffocate it. And that's why the same thing goes for a mitzvah. If you regret going to your friend's wedding because you ended up seeing someone that you didn't want to see, you regret being there, it's as if you never went there. It also kills the malach that was a good malach that you get from going to a chasana, from going to a wedding. The act of regretting, the energy of regret, of charata, kills the thing that made it, that brought it to life in the first place. What brought that avera to life? You doing it? You doing the avera, you brought it to life. Now you regretting doing that kills the avera. Now you regretting doing something good kills the act that you've done. Kills it. It destroys that energy that was born from your action. Okay, so either you do tshuva, or a person pays for or gets rid of the body of energy that they created by pain, yisurim. Yisurim is another way of pain going away. This what happened today. Our brothers and sisters had to be, their souls on some level agreed in some realm, in some dimension, to be the ones to get sacrificed on some level, to go through the pain, to go through the fear, to go through the trauma, to have their lives fully changed. 18 people's lives this morning, a few hours ago, have been completely changed, upside down, from the episodes that happened to them. When they left their house this morning, they didn't think that they were going to end up dead or in Hadassah in Karem, in critical condition. They didn't think that was going to happen to them. Their entire lives have been affected and changed, and they are our karbanos. They are our karbanos, which means that what the pain that I go through in my personal life is my karban for the things that I've done wrong. Any pain that you experience in your life, you have to know, say thank you for that pain, because every ounce of the yisurim that you experience, every ounce of pain that you experience, from a paper cut to missing the bus, to not having money, to not finding a job, to not getting married, to whatever it is, any pain that you experience on whatever level, takes away, erases, deletes, kills, smashes any kind of yisurim, any kind of averos that you've done. Pain. We want to get to a place where we get out ahead of it, where we do tshuva before we experience yisurim, where Hashem doesn't have to send me pain in my life in order to pay for the pleasure of this thing being sustained, for this body of energy being sustained. I don't have to pay for it with pain. I can pay for it with regret. But in one way or another, I have to pay for it. So Hashem, what does Hashem do? He gives this body of energy life. He sustains it until you do one of two things. Until you come back and regret, or until you, what's a kapara? That is exactly what a kapara is. It's exactly what a kapara is. A kapara is something bad happening to a person. It should be a kapara, which means now it has just deleted the arms and the legs of this malach, or the whole malach completely. It just eradicated the thing. It burns them. It's like acid. So a paper cut to stubbing your toe, to say thank you. Say thank you. Say thank you that you're getting pain on small little pieces and small little bite-sized pieces as opposed to, God forbid, being by the wrong bus stop at the wrong time. I say thank you for the tiny little bits of pain that you experience, someone putting you down, someone hurting your feelings. Say thank you, Hashem. Thank you, Hashem. Thank you, Hashem. How many times did I put someone down? How many times did I hurt someone's feelings? How many times was I the cause of somebody else's heartbreak? How many times? So now I feel the heartbreak. Now I feel the pain. Now I feel the I want to cry. Say thank you, because you are getting kapara for all the times that you've done that and you didn't do tshuva for that. How can we what's our walkaway? What's our take home from this midah? How do we become more like God and act more like Him from this midah? What Hashem does in this midah is that He waits patiently. He's patient. You screw up, you did an avera, you did something bad, He doesn't immediately make you pay for it. You don't immediately suffer. You don't immediately have something happens to you, get hit by brakes or lightning. God forbid, a person does an avera, and they do a few averas, and they do a bunch of averas, and they keep waking up the next morning, and their life is beautiful, and they keep going. And why? Because Hashem sustains those averos. And what the message for us is, in our day-to-day life, with our relationships, is be patient with people that mess up. Be patient with their screw-ups. Be patient with their mistakes. Be like God. Don't say, oh my God, you know what? This person spoke the wrong way. That's it. I'm chopping them out of my life forever and they need to go whatever and I'm done. Be patient with people's processes. Be patient with people's mistakes. Someone hurt you, don't lash out immediately. Don't knee-jerk reaction them. Don't knee-jerk reaction yourself. Be patient. That's acting like Hashem. That's being patient with Hashem. Like being patient like Hashem. Hashem says, you screwed up. I'm not going to make you pay for your avera this second. Okay, I'm patient with you. I'm patient with your process. It's going to dawn on you one day. Just like it dawned on me, when was it? Dawned on me like a year and a half ago. All of a sudden I was taking a shower and all of a sudden I just had this like awareness of how much, when I became religious, when I was young, when I was 12, 13, how much I hurt my parents in the process. How many times I insulted them and put them down and pushed them away and hated them and hated on them and all these things. All of a sudden at the age of 38, it dawns on me. And the amount of tears that I cried for the pain that I caused my parents when I was young. And the amount of tears that I cried. And then I was only becoming religious and I was doing the right thing, but I did it with this like, in spite you kind of thing. A lot of it was like that. And the amount of pain that I created over there and that I've done. And can you imagine how many years Hashem carried my burdens, my chutzpah to them, my yelling at them, my lack of kibbutz ve'im to them for so many years until it dawned on me. And the amount of tshuva that I did for that, it was like a month worth of tshuva just for that. It was like I could not stop crying for all the pain that all of a sudden it dawned on me. And I always thought that they were wrong, and I always thought that it was their fault, and I always thought that they. So that's something that I did tshuva for. I regretted really, really, really hurting my parents, and that was like 20 years of Hashem carrying those averos. And He has patience for your process. It takes people time. It takes people time. It takes your parents time. It takes our parents time. It takes people time to understand, to have patience with people's mistakes and people's processes. Doesn't mean that you have to be caught in the crossfire. Doesn't mean that you have to allow them to act towards you badly. But have patience with them turning around and coming back and changing. All right, guys. Have a beautiful day. Yeah. Sure.